Hey, what's up? I'm Michael. Today I am going to be showing you, by request, how to use watercolor pencils, how I use them anyway. And I will also be fulfilling another request, which is how I like to make beach scenes. And this is, you may hear a beep here or there. I may have to take a second to answer somebody or something like that. But I will also be making a speed art video of this and cutting out a lot of that stuff. So this is going to be the long version. So anyway, let me start by showing you the materials I will be using for this video. Since I'm going to be using watercolor pencils, I have them. You can see part of them here. And I'll get to which ones I'm using. I'm using a water brush, so I don't have to have water in a regular brush, which I have the water here, and I can use that for cleanup if I need to. But with this, I really don't have to have too much mess, basically. With a regular brush, watercolors, and just using that period can be very messy. So I also have a just an old rag, and I'm going to use that with my brush basically. This up here is just a roller that I'm using to hold down this paper. This is just parchment paper, and I'm using it so that I don't get the board below this wet. Also, I will be using a hair dryer. That one's about 30 years old, I believe, but I'm going to be using a hairdryer. I am also going to be using a scrap piece of paper that I have, and let's put it like that. I'm going to zoom into the paper, but let me go through what I am going to be using for my pencils. I have a black, a gray, and a white, and I will be using these for certain areas, maybe of the sky or the frothiness of the waves or something. Now this picture is going to be something I am doing just sort of out of memory, not anything that's really real looking, or not something I'm looking at a picture for. I am going to go down and actually check out something, but okay. Alright, for the sand, I am going to be using an orange, a light brown, an ivory, and a clay yellow. And that's about the best I can do for the sand. For the ocean, or for the sky, I will be using those top that I showed you, and I have a light blue, and I may throw in a bit of dark blue in there as well. I'm not sure. For the ocean, though, I will be using, I have an ocean blue, dark blue, light blue, blue violet, and then I have 3 shades of green that I will also be using for that. The reason, if you look at most oceans, if there's, where I go to the beach, there is a river, the Cape Fear River, that runs into it, and the water at part of it can be really brown. I've been there when it was red, but most of the time it's like a brownish color with a green tint to it. But if you look out across the water a little bit, it's actually more of a bluish green color. So I'm going to be using the green in there, and I'll just show you how I do this. Now, this is not the only method that you can use for this, but let me go on and zoom in here. Let me get it right there. Alright, so here we go. First thing I'm going to do is lay out where I actually want my stuff to be. So since I know that I'm going to have blue in the water and blue in the sky, I'm going to use this to lay out my horizon line and my foreground, basically. So let's make this here. Now, just to show, trying to darken it up a little bit so you can actually see this. Okay, this is going to be my beach and my foreground. My ocean, even though this is at a slope, my horizon line with the ocean is going to end on, let's say, right about here. It's going to be like this. Okay, it's going to be straight across. And the reason for that is your horizon line is always straight across, and it's not going to be turned like that. So this ocean is actually coming in this way. Alright, the first thing I want to do is put in my sand area. And let me explain this first. The reason that I done this like this is because it creates a triangle. If you create triangles in your photography or in your artwork, for some reason, I'm not sure why, but it's more pleasing to the eye. It's more pleasing to the human brain. And I do not understand this myself, but I've heard this. I've seen art videos, or teachers, art video teachers, I should say, try to explain this, and I have looked at stuff myself, and I do absolutely find things with triangles in it more pleasing. So let's get started, and I'm just going to lay in this ivory color, and I'm actually going to turn this up on the side here so I can come on the side with this. Now you want watercolor paper to do this. Alright, you really can't see that too good because this is a very light color. This is actually the skin tone color of this set, I believe. So I'm going to put that there. I am going to try this clay yellow. And I am not going to put it too deep, but just streaks of it. Okay, I am going to put the light brown in a little bit, and I am lightly putting this in because I don't want it to overpower everything else, but I am going to cover everything here with it. Okay, now on down here, I'm going to come in with the orange, and I'm simply darkening up this bottom area. Now I'm going to come back in with the gray right in here, which will give it a more of a wet look when I'm done with what I'm doing. So I'm going to bring that gray right up here in this part as well. Alright. Now I am going to come back over that, a little bit of that white, which if you put it down to start with, it's not that bad. So that's that. Let's do the sky. Now the sky, say you want to have let's say that you want to have a cloud, just one cloud up here. I'm going to do something a little bit odd. Okay. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here is actually color in the blue areas of the sky. Which, let me flip this on the side again, so I can just come in and lightly lay this in. Okay, now I'm going to make these actually the blue areas. You'll see what I'm doing here in a minute or two. And you just lay in the color, basically. You don't worry about the water right now at all. You can go in and actually put water on your pencil and go through, or you can put the water on here and then go through and do that, but there's no need to really do that. So I'm going to come back with a dark blue, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to put a little bit darker up here. Now, what I'm going to do is come in and actually pull in a little bit of gray in certain areas. I don't want it everywhere. I do want a little bit of it everywhere, but not like the whole amount. You know, I don't want everything to have just really dark gray in it. And we'll come back with the black and make a little bit of like so. Okay. Now I'm going to take this white and I am going over this entire area with this white. And this is to absolutely give me something on the paper that will activate when I put the water on it, so that it doesn't necessarily, all of the gray color doesn't just blend there. So when I activate it with the water, you'll see it makes it look like a huge cloud up here. So now I'm going to go back and I am going to put in a wave maybe. Let's have a wave here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is have an outline of where I want it to be frothy, and then like so, and I'm going to come back with my lighter color. Oops. I'm going to come back with my white in this area. You don't want to go and put color down in the area that you want it to actually have your other stuff. So let's add some ocean blue in here. Then let's add a little bit of this dark blue. And I'm even going to come right in here, add a little bit of this purple. And give me 1 second. Alright. So I know that's going to be like that there. All you have to do really is lay in color. You don't necessarily need to put anything different. Let's actually add this here. Make this come back out this way. And we're going to make it darker right here up under it. Okay. Let's take this. Do that. Alright, let's come on down here. The ocean blue. And I think I'm going to have another wave up here. First I need to put in my color back here. And right atop this, I'm going to have a darker blue, a little bit of that blue violet right on that too, and then I'm going to have it a little bit of white mixed in. And this is my white blue, so let's find another place to put a wave. Let's say okay. Alright, and down here I'm going to do the same thing, just sort of lighten it in certain spots, and or put a little bit of color in certain spots, but not too much. And back with that white. And once you get color down, you're not going to be able to come back and actually do anything with the white, so that's why you need to make sure you leave the white of the paper there and go on and put your white down to activate it there as well. Alright, so I have that. I want to put the ocean blue up here with it. I'm simply going to put in this ocean blue everywhere else, basically, and It doesn't matter if I put it down really dark or whatever, it's going to be picked up and go in. So I'm going to leave that. And I'm going to leave another little area right here just to have a little bit of white with it. Which is also creating another triangular shape, basically. So, alright, now let me come back in here. And I'm going to add light blue to some of this as well. Now I need my dark blue to come in here. Alright, and grab that purple. I'm even going to go back and grab some of this black. Put that black in there on both of these. And a little bit right there as well. Alright. So, that might not look like too much. Now, I'm going to come back in up here, and I have emerald, dark, and olive. And let me try some emerald green with this. Okay. Let me go on and grab a little bit of this olive. And no, I don't like that. Let's try the dark green. Alright. Now, let's see here. Let's take the pencils and just put them to the side for now. Dark green I don't want to use olive, I'm going to throw it up there. So, let's activate some stuff. Let me get this centered up again. And I am going to start with the sky and work down so that I work with my blues into the blue greens and then into the other stuff. And I'm going to go on and get me a little bit of water flowing. Alright. So your paper is going to want to actually buckle up on you, basically. So let's get started first with the clouds. Okay. You might say, hey, wait a minute, you're not doing anything, but I actually am really doing this really lightly to where it's a grayish tone with a whitewash. Okay, and it's a little bit darker over here, and that's how I want it. So up top, I want to bring this down because as you pull, it pulls the color with you. And I don't want to pull it off the paper, I want to keep the color. Let me just go across the top like that to start with though. And then I'll bring it on down. And I'm going to blend this on down into that white area as well. Alright. Let's grab these over here first. Okay. Alright, and that is our sky. Let me take my brush and I'm just swirling it around on my rag over here. Alright, let's do the ocean. And let's just go try to get a good clean straight line across there to start with. Now you have to mind where your waves are. I'm going to actually take a drop of water and put it on here. Several places, just to get it a little bit wetter and pull that in there. So that's going to go right across there. And all of those colors are just mixing together and creating the looks that you want. Now if you have a brush or you have a wave or something that's going to be in a direction, you want to go with that. So here I'm doing this differently. I'm sort of drawing it out a little bit to where it's going to wrap. And because this is frothy, I am simply going in round motions there. And let's do the same thing with this. And that really gave me a lovely turquoise color there, I think, for the ocean. I really like that. I'm going to bring that on down in there a little bit. I'm just pulling it right off the edge there to give it that look. Now, right here, I want to clean my brush, and I want to come back in here in the white frothy areas and I want to try to keep that clean, but I do want to pick up a little bit of that lighter blue and keep that, just have a frothier look to it. And what I want to do is sort of try to come in here and maybe pull some of this back out now. One thing you can do, which I will try, is I want to get this wet right here, pretty wet, and I'm just going to take this, try to lift some of it off. Alright, let's froth it back up a little bit. Alright. There we go. I like that. Now, what I can do, I want to do this before I really get started on the other parts. I'm going to just turn it this way. Let me get it back into frame. Tell you what, I'm going to zoom out one so I can get into frame easier. I am coming right across here, and I'm trying to mix that up together. Okay, and then from there I can just come across and put a dot of water and really wet that up and do it faster. The wetter it is, the faster you can do it. Alright, now there is a simple beach scene. However, that doesn't mean that that has to be the end of it. And I am going to cut this on and dry it. Now, one thing you will learn is that your paper is going to curl up. So what I do, and I know somebody out there will say don't do this, but I actually take my paper and curl it back the other way, and then I start drying it again. Alright, I like that sky just fine. The ocean is too simple for me, and the sand is a little too simple for me. I'm going to grab my orange, and I'm going to come back in here again and lay in a little bit of color here. This is not completely dry, by the way, as you can probably tell. I want a little bit more brown. Okay. And I'm going to go on and activate this. I want to pull this down away from the ocean. So that gives me a little bit more texture look. I'm going to go on and dry that again. I will come back down here in a minute. I'm going to try to flatten this out a little bit first. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this ocean blue and I'm going to go through here. And I'm going to take the ocean blue and the dark blue and I just want to give the ocean streaks. I don't want it to be flat looking. So put a few there. And I will activate this, but I want to make sure that there's different colors in there. Okay. Let's do that emerald green again. Just a few places with it. And let's go on and activate that. I don't want to really smudge it around too much. I want that color to be about where I put it, so that there is a difference in the water look here. And I am doing a crisscross motion with my brush. Same thing I've done with my pencil, basically. And I'm going horizontal so that it looks more like the ocean is horizontal here. So I think that looks a little better. Let me dry this. Now I'm going to go back with my light blue and try to put in a little bit more with it. It's not going to put too much in there, so I think I'm going to go back with this ocean blue one more time. I really want this to be blue though. Instead of so green, I really want it to have that blue to it. So let's go over it one more time with the brush. Alright, so I like the ocean better now. I want to work on this now. Let me grab the gray, and I am just simply going to put a little bit of that gray right along here. Okay. I am going to take a little bit of this clay yellow, see if I can't neutralize that look a little bit more. Alright, and let's do this again. Let's clean the brush first though. Okay. Now, when that's activated, it does give quite a bit of a yellowish look, but that's the best I can do with these pencils for my sand, really. Alright. Now, I am going to take this light brown, and I'm actually going to wet the brown with my brush. I am going to put it along that edge right there. Put a little bit more brown all through here. Alright. And I think this should be the last water activation on the and I am simply trying to pull this off of the paper now. Okay, so that is a simple beach scene and how to use watercolor pencils. I'm going to come back in one more time, and you're not going to really be able to tell that I've done this, but I am going to try to whiten up certain areas with this white pencil. Actually, let me use another pencil I bought recently to see if this works any better than that. Okay. Okay. I really just want to get a little bit of different colors in those white areas to try to make them look a little bit different. So let's turn this on the side again. Let's actually turn it this way. Oops. Where did that go? That'll have to be okay, I guess. Alright. Alright. And to finish it off, blow it again. So, now, if you want it to be flat, what I suggest doing is putting a piece of tracing paper or glassing paper over top of it, and then laying it between two books or putting it in a book press or something. And what I will do probably is put it in a book press overnight. but we'll see about bending it back into shape. That's not too bad. Now, if you tape your edges down, when it dries, they will usually be dried back into shape, but it's fine like this as well. So, there you go. I hope that I explained good enough how I like to do a beach scene by putting the triangles in, and then you put your water and your sky, and you add clouds and waves basically. And as for your watercolor pencils, then you just lay it down, and you can go back, you can layer them before you activate it, and then you can go back and even add to it afterwards. I personally like layering them all up as much as I can before I activate them, but as you saw with this, it really needed the extra work in the ocean part after I had activated it. So that's that, and I will see you later. Thank you for watching my video, and if you liked it, let me know with a like and a comment below. You can subscribe to my channel here for all of my latest videos. My latest video with its alternates are here. Down here is an alternate related or video I think you may like, and below that is the playlist for this video. Directly below are my social media accounts, and you can find all of those links in my description below. Thank you again for watching.